Hello, this is Adana. This video I'd like to dedicate to fairies, and I'll get to that just one moment. I have always had a fascination with fairies. When I first started going to forums and everything online and joining the online community, my screen name was FireFairy19, and that's F-A-E-R-Y. And that's what I went by for several years. I still have a email account in that name. I don't really check into it very often. It's full of spam now, but it's still active. And I love the idea of fairies. And I always view them as nature spirits. You know, like how the Greek would have spirit, like dryads and druids, or not druids, but dryads for the trees and everything. It's similar to, I view fairies as sort of like mischievous nature spirits. And I also believe that every living thing has a spirit. You know, like Pocahontas, every living thing has a spirit, has a name. I think that's how it went. Anyway. I always loved the idea of it. And then as I got older, I started viewing it as a little bit superstitious. And I couldn't figure out why. And then it suddenly it dawned on me why I liked fairies so much. Because, you know, I had thought that I didn't grow up with fairy faith. I genuinely believed I didn't until I started thinking back and I realized this. Now, my Aunt Doris had a husband named Uncle Bob. We always call him Bob. And they would tell us whenever something would break, something would come up missing, when something was moved and no one knew how it got moved, that the little green man did it. It was always the little green man. It was like a running joke for them. But everything that went wrong, not everything that went wrong, but like objects that broke or was misplaced or just disappeared entirely, was always because of the little green man. And he would tell us when we were little kids, the little green man lives in the walls, the little green man lives up in the attic. They didn't have an attic, that was the joke. He lives up in the attic, he would say. And whenever you're not looking, the little green man comes over and he takes your things and he moves stuff. And that's why you can't remember how this got there. Isn't that just fairy faith? I think it is. I think it's... And to this day, my Aunt Doris still says the little green man must have took it. I genuinely believe in fairies. I do. Maybe not in the classical, you know, butterfly wing type fairies, but I believe in nature spirits, and I believe that every dwelling, every house, every building has its own spirit. I believe that there are spirits within living things like crystals and rocks and herbs, trees. Well, maybe not herbs once they've been cut down, but... And I believe those spirits should be acknowledged, and I think they should maybe not be worshipped, but at least acknowledged, you know? I think we might have fairies here, too. I'm not completely sure. I've lived in houses where I'm positive there were no fairies. No little green men running around. I don't know why it had to be a little green man. I don't know why it couldn't have been a little green woman. I don't know why it couldn't have been a little pink man or a little pink woman. All I know is that my uncle and my aunt would always say the little green man. And she still references him, but my uncle, he passed away several years ago, so there's no reference to him. Or reference by him. But I really do, I believe in fairies, so I think that's something I want to explore. I really don't know where to begin, though. I might have to do some research on that. I don't want to spread myself too thin. I want to focus on one thing at a time, so I might make a list of things I want to research and then check them off as I go through. Because, you know, whenever you research one thing, there's about 5 others that pop up that I'm interested in, so. And that list gets very expansive. Alright, so I thought I'd make a little video and share a little bit about myself and how I was raised, and a little joke that's not really a joke. I think my aunt really genuinely believes in it, which is why I believe in it, I suppose. I mean, Lots of strange things happened to her in her house. Things would be moved, come up missing. Very mischievous. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please post your comments and opinions. Message me, video response, and all that. I'll talk to you guys later.